Here we have a tennis ball in a cylindrical tube problem. This is a pretty straightforward and really quite typical volume problem for any geometry class, on-level geometry all the way up to math studies. So I've got a cylinder just to kind of picture what's going on, and it's got 4 tennis balls in it. And they asked me to calculate in part A the volume of 1 tennis ball. So I've got the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius, which is 3.15 cubed, and that gives me 130.86. I'm going to write down to 3 significant digits my final answer of 131 centimeters cubed. Now, I need to emphasize this. You wrote that answer correct to 3 sig fig, but when you use that number in a further calculation, you need to make sure you add a couple extra digits on beyond what your final answer was, and then round at the end. Otherwise, you'll have rounding error. So use the 130.86, not the 131, when you do the calculations for the next part. So now we're going to calculate the volume of the empty space. Well, I don't know how much empty space there is until I figure out how much, what the volume of the cylinder is. So the volume of the cylinder is the area of the base. So the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. So we've got pi, and the radius of that tube is 3.2. Pi times the radius squared times the height. So that's times 26. That's the volume of the tube. Now I need to subtract the volume of, I didn't leave myself enough room, subtract the volume of 4 tennis balls. So I'm going to subtract 4 times 130.86. So in my calculator, I'm going to type 3.14 times 3.2 squared times 26. And from that, I'm going to subtract, and now I'm going to put in some parentheses, 4 times 130.86. And so my final answer is 312.55, but again, I'm going to round that to 3 significant digits, so I'll have 313 centimeters cubed. That's the extra space in the cylinder around the tennis balls.